everyone, welcome back to Actual English. My name is Jennifer Clyde. It is great to have you back joining me today. Of course, so far we have been talking about introducing ourselves. Now, when you meet somebody for the first time, you of course can talk about what you do for a living. Now, what do you do for a living? What does that mean? Basically, it is a question asking what your job is. What kind of work do you do? What is your job? Those questions are fine, but try asking, hey, what do you do for a living? Simply put, what is your job? So today's topic is occupation. Now, when you talk about your occupation, you can, of course, briefly or simply mention what you do, what you're in charge of, what your responsibilities are, which company you work for how long you've worked there. But of course, I think it's important, especially when you do an interview or you meet someone for the first time and talk about your job, you can add some details and talk about how much you enjoy your work, whether you love your job or the opposite, whether you hate it. Okay, anyhow, the topic for today is once again occupation, so let's get started. Here is today's actual talk.
You know, Rachel, I feel truly blessed to do what I do for a living.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, not many people have that opportunity to actually love what they do.
I think that's true.
So you're really lucky.
Yes, I do count my blessings.
What do you do, by the way, specifically?
I can't tell you because I'd have to kill you. No, I'm not a secret agent. No, I'm a freelancer, so
Okay.
I do lots of different things. I guess you could say I'm a jack of all trades.
Oh, You're like a Renaissance man.
Yeah,
You
I
can
do
do
everything.
anything and everything.
Yeah, everything to a certain degree, but not an expert in anything, maybe.
Sometimes that's better, I feel like. Yeah.
I hope so. I got fingers in lots of different pies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like your colleagues?
Some of them.
Okay.
You know, I think like in any walk of life, you like some people, you don't like some people. But I'm fortunate enough that I don't spend too long in any one place.
Wow.
So if I don't like someone, I can just go to a different job or something like that.
You're super lucky.
Yeah. How about you? Do you like what you do?
I do like what I do. I worked as a news anchor at a radio station.
Oh, wow.
And I absolutely loved it because basically I was getting paid to learn. It's to put it simply, right? Because
Yeah.
I was reading about the news, current events, and I was learning about the world while I was getting paid to do it.
That's true. Everyone reads the news anyway.
Exactly.
You get paid to do it.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
Oh, thank you. No, so I did a lot of like editing and also translating, and which helped me a lot because I was doing domestic news, so Korean into English translation. So I learned a lot in that sense too.
That's interesting. I don't think there are too many people who are like us. Maybe people watching this will be saying, I hate my job.
Oh no.
But just stick with it and something will come of it, right?
Yes, exactly. You make it what it is.
There you go.
So here we are today after taking a listen to today's actual talk. We basically have an idea of what Rachel and Peter talked about. Remember, I said of course, when you have a conversation about your occupation, your job, the kind of work you do, you of course can mention the name of the company and perhaps your position, what you do, but try to make it more interesting and fun, a bit more casual by adding the details of talking about how much you enjoy your job. And that is exactly what Rachel and Peter did. They both seem to really enjoy what they do for a living, so let's take a look. All right, so Peter said, you know, Rachel, I feel truly blessed to do what I do for a living. So let's take a look here. I feel blessed and also do for a living. I mentioned it over and over and over again. Now, what you do for a living basically means or refers to the kind of work you do. But let's take a look at this. Peter says, I feel truly blessed. I feel blessed. What does that mean? Let's check it out. So if you say you feel blessed to do something, it means that you are very grateful. You are content. You are very, very happy. So if you really enjoy what you do, if you enjoy your job, you can say, I feel blessed to do what I do, or to do what I do for a living, which means, job, in other words, occupation. Okay, Rachel says, oh yeah? And she says, you know, not many people love what they do, so you're really lucky. That's true. How many of you really enjoy your job? Do you just go to your workplace and just work because you have to? Or do you really enjoy doing what you do? I actually enjoy what I do. I guess I am a lucky person too. Anyhow, and then Peter says, I do count my blessings. So he is stressing it, okay? I feel truly blessed to do what I do. And then he once again says, I count my blessings. Once again, the word bless is included here. So let's take a look at what count one's blessings means, okay? So to count one's blessings means to focus on or think about the good things in life and not focus too much on the negative things, the bad things in life, right? So of course, in life, bad things can happen. But if you say, I count my blessings, it means even if terrible things happen in life, yeah, I tend to concentrate, think about, or focus on the good things in life, okay? All right, here we go. Now, Rachel asks a question. She says, so what do you do, by the way, specifically? Specifically meaning, yeah, give me the details. Exactly. What is it that you do? Okay. What do you do specifically? And then Peter jokingly says, he's joking. He says, I can't tell you because I would have to kill you. Okay. This is something that people casually say. It is a joke, so keep that in mind. He's not really talking about killing her or harming her, but he's saying, well, it's kind of a secret. Jokingly, and he says, nah, I'm not a secret agent. So up to this point, okay, if you're a bit confused, don't worry, okay, because Peter was just joking. Let's focus on what he says afterwards. He says, I'm a freelancer, okay, I'm a freelancer, so I do lots of different things, okay, do lots of different things. And then he gives details, and he says, I guess you could say I'm a jack of all trades. Jack of all trades. So what does that mean? Jack of all trades, let's check it out. Okay, a jack of all trades is a person that is talented in many different things. So if you know how to do A, B, C, D, and E, or even more, you can say that you are a jack of all trades. Or if somebody says, hey, I know how to do this and that, I'm good at A, I'm also good at B and C, you can say to that person, wow, you're a jack of all trades. A person that is talented in many, many different things, in many different fields, for example. Now, Rachel says, you're like a Renaissance man. A Renaissance man is also a very similar expression to a jack of all trades. A Renaissance man is somebody that is talented or knowledgeable, somebody that is very skilled in doing many different things or tasks, okay? And she says, you can do anything and everything. Now, Peter says, I've got fingers in lots of different pies. And then he asks, how about you? But let's take a look at this expression here. Now, this is an idiomatic expression, okay? Have fingers in different pies. Let's take a look. So you can say that you have fingers in different pies, or even simply have a finger in every pie. It basically means that you are involved in many different things. But keep in mind, although Peter did mention this idiomatic expression in a positive way, more often it is used in a negative way. Perhaps if somebody is so interested in everything, right? You can say, wow, you know, he or she has fingers in every pie. That person is very nosy. 간섭을 좀 많이 한다, okay? So keep in mind, it can be used in positive situations, but even more in negative situations. Anyhow, in this sentence, Peter is saying that, yeah, he is involved in doing many different things. And he asks, so do you like what you do? He's asking Rachel. She says, I do like what I do. Now, the do there, it can be omitted. But why is the do there? For example, I can say, I like what I do. I like what I do. Now, what about this? I do like what I do. I do like what I do. Now, you are stressing the fact that you really, really, really enjoy doing what you do, okay? And then she says, I worked as a news anchor, and she goes on talking about what she did. And she said, I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed the job. So she was getting paid to learn. Yeah, I guess even for me, I can say that I get paid to learn because, for example, I prepare lectures and along the way, I learn. So she's saying it's a wonderful job because I work, at the same time I learn, and at the same time I get paid to learn. So she's giving an example of what she does. She was reading about the news, current events, and she was learning about the world while she was getting paid to do it, okay? Moving on, what does Peter say? He says, that's true. Everyone reads the newspaper, or everyone reads the news anyway. The news in this case, since we're saying read, we're talking about the paper, meaning the newspaper. And then he's saying it's wonderful that you get paid to do what you do. Now, she says some more details about what she does. I did a lot of editing and also translating, so it was very helpful. Moving on. I don't think there are too many people who are like us. Meaning, I don't think there are too many people that really enjoy the work they do. And then he says, well, just stick with it. Stick with it, and something will come of it. Let's take a look at these two expressions. Now, if somebody told you, hey, stick with it, what would you think they mean? Here, let's take a look. Now, to stick to something means to glue something, right? You are stuck to it. 풀같이 붙는 거잖아요, right? So, if somebody says, hey, stick to it, it means continue to do it. Keep it, okay? Don't change. Don't make any changes. Stick to it. Continue to do it. And also the other expression was, something will come of it. To come of something means to bring about results. So something will happen, perhaps. Something good will come of it means, yes, perhaps you will get good results. Good things will happen as a result. That is what it means. We'll practice this expression later on as well, so don't worry too much, just in case you don't understand. And then finally, Rachel says exactly, you make it what it is. A wonderful way to wrap up a conversation, right? So what do you think that means? You make it what it is. You make it what it is. Basically, here is the definition. So if you say you make it what it is, you're saying, well, it depends on what you do. Everything depends on what you do and how you do it. It depends on you. So you can say you make it what it is. Everything is up to how you do it or what you do. Okay, that brings us to an end to today's actual talk. Let's take a moment to listen to it one more time, and in the meantime, check out the subtitles.
You know, Rachel, I feel truly blessed to do what I do for a living.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, not many people have that opportunity to actually love what they do.
I think that's true.
So you're really lucky.
Yes, I do count my blessings.
What do you do, by the way, specifically?
I can't tell you because I'd have to kill you. No, I'm not a secret agent. No, I'm a freelancer, so
Okay.
I do lots of different things. I guess you could say I'm a jack of all trades.
Oh, you're like a Renaissance man.
Yeah,
You
I
can
do
do
everything.
anything and everything.
Yeah, everything to a certain degree, but not an expert in anything, maybe.
Sometimes that's better, I feel like. Yeah.
I hope so. I got fingers in lots of different pies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like your colleagues?
Some of them.
Okay.
You know, I think like in any walk of life, you like some people, you don't like some people. But I'm fortunate enough that I don't spend too long in any place, any one place.
Wow.
So if I don't like someone, I can just go to a different job or something like that.
You're super lucky.
Yeah. How about you? Do you like what you do?
I do like what I do. You know, I worked as a news anchor at a radio station.
Oh, wow.
And I absolutely loved it because basically I was getting paid to learn. Because it's to put it simply, right? Because
Yeah.
I was reading about the news, current events, and I was learning about the world while I was getting paid to do it.
That's true. Everyone reads the news anyway.
Exactly.
You get paid to do it.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
Oh, thank you. No, so I did a lot of like editing and also translating, and which helped me a lot because I was doing domestic news, so Korean into English translation. So I learned a lot in that sense too.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't think there are too many people who are like us. Maybe people watching this will be saying, I hate my job.
Oh no!
But just stick with it and something will come of it, right?
Yes, exactly. You make it what it is.
There you go.
Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you understood a bit more of the conversation. Now remember, what did Peter say in the beginning? He said, I feel truly blessed. That's right, he said, I feel truly blessed, as he was talking about his work, right? What he does for a living. Now, blessed in that case, once again, means to feel lucky. I am blessed. I feel blessed. I am lucky, I feel lucky. But in this case, to count one's blessings, remember? Okay. Now, basically, if you count your blessings, you are thinking about the good things in life and not worrying about the not so good things in life, okay? Focusing more on the positive than the negative. So you can say, for example, there was a pay cut. Ooh, okay, there was a pay cut, but I'm counting my blessings for not getting fired. So for example, if there was a cut in pay or in your salary, so you're getting paid less, but if you feel lucky to still have a job, you can say there was a pay cut, so I'm getting paid less, but I feel blessed. Okay, I'm counting my blessings for not getting fired. Hope this doesn't happen, but yeah, here is an example. And then moving on to stick with someone or something. Remember, stick with something means to continue to do it, right? Not make any changes. You can even say stick with a person. So for example, you can tell your friend, hey, just stick with me. Just stick with me. Just stick with me. You won't regret it. Stick with me meaning continue to do what it is with me, stay by my side, and you will not regret it, okay? Another one, I think you should stick with your job. It's what you do best. So here in this case, stick with someone's job means do not quit your job, keep your job, continue to do it because it's what you do best. You're wonderful at your job, so don't quit your job. Stick with your job, okay? Okay, let's take a look at, one last one. Come out of something. It does not mean to go outside. Now, come out of something means result. We're talking about what will happen as a result. It's used in many, many ways, but especially in a positive way. So you can say, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So think positive. And I feel that some good will come out of all of this. So at times when there are difficulties, you can say, everything happens for a reason, and I feel some good will come out of it. Some good will result from it. Some good will happen as a result. So keep in mind, come out of something means to result in something. Okay, that is it, everyone. Let's now take you to our next segment. It's time for Actual Story.
As a writer, author, and occasional entrepreneur, I've been very lucky in my career and have quite enjoyed the different things that happen each week, the different turns I take, and the different projects I get to work on. Everything from working on things for the Korean government to help them improve their international relations, or to do things for some large companies. The projects can be very exciting. I also have a lot of free time, so I get to spend more time with my family than people with normal jobs. So that's been very rewarding. And I think as an author of books, it's a very time-consuming process. So having the free time from other projects occasionally to do that is very nice. I try to do new and interesting things as much as possible. So I look forward to creating new things and new ideas. I've got many new books for children in the works, and hopefully I'll get those done in the coming months and years. That's about it.
And that was Peter once again, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the actual story. So what we did was we asked Peter to tell us, tell us all about the work he does, his job, okay, what he does for a living, and we asked him to give us some details. Now, he seems to be a very happy person as well. So Peter in our actual talk, Rachel, and even Peter in today's actual story, they all are very, very lucky people because they love what they do for a living. They love their jobs. Now, what did Peter say? Basically, he says that he does a lot of different things. He's a writer, he's an author, occasional entrepreneur, which means, I guess, a businessman. So he's a very, very busy guy. But not only is he busy working, he's also busy, that's right, spending time with his family. Okay, let's take a look at what he mentioned in today's actual story. He says, I've been very lucky in my career. This is very similar to what we talked about in today's actual talk. Now, Peter, the other Peter, he did mention that he feels blessed. He feels truly blessed to do what he does. This is another way of saying, I feel very happy. I feel lucky. I've been very lucky in so-and-so. We'll take a look at that pattern in just a bit. And he says, I've enjoyed the different things that happen each week. So I guess he is a freelancer as well. So everything that happens each week is very, very enjoyable. And he talks about the different turns he takes. So what does turn in this case mean? Okay, he says, the different turns I take. Now, when we drive, we take turns, right? But that's not the turn we're talking about. In this case, he's talking about the changes that occur each and every week. The interesting changes, opportunities perhaps. And then he says, he gets to work on different projects. I get to work on different projects, and that's what he enjoys as well. Now, another pattern we're going to go over is everything from, now this is where he gets to the details, working, okay, to helping so-and-so, or doing things for some large companies. And then he ends up by saying the projects can be very exciting. Now, if you look at this, it's a very, very long sentence because he's mentioned many things, but just pay attention to everything from to so-and-so, okay? To help you better understand this, let's take you straight to the patterns. So, everything from verb, ing form, to verb, ing form, makes my job enjoyable, exciting, incredible, wonderful. So add that adjective. Some examples. Everything from planning to creating designs makes my job interesting. Okay? Remember this pattern. It's very, very useful. Another one, everything from traveling to meeting new people makes my job exciting. Okay? So keep the pattern. Everything from A to B to C to D. You could make it longer. Makes my job enjoyable, exciting, interesting, okay? All right, here's another example. Everything from A to B makes my job adjective. Another example is everything from my colleagues. Now, in this case, we're not talking about a verb. No, okay? We are talking about a noun, that's right. So now you're focusing on your colleagues, okay? My colleagues to the work environment makes my job fun, okay? So everything from the people I work with, everything from the company makes my job all the more enjoyable, okay? All right, let's see, we've got one more. Let's check it out. Be lucky in one's blank noun. Let's quickly take a look at it. I've been lucky in my career. Remember, this is exactly what Peter said, with so many wonderful opportunities to grow. So if you want to mention that you are so lucky to do what you do, you can say, I have been lucky in my career. What about in life? I've been lucky in my life, and add the details. You can say, I've met the most incredible people. And that's why I live such a wonderful life. So once again, I've been lucky in my career because, and then add the reasons. Or you can say, I've been lucky in my life because I've married the most wonderful woman on earth. I've met the most wonderful husband on earth. Okay, so you can change that around, but keep in mind, be lucky in one's career or in one's life. That brings us to an end to today's actual story, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and that's a wrap.
As a writer, author, and occasional entrepreneur, I've been very lucky in my career and have quite enjoyed the different things that happen each week, the different turns I take, and the different projects I get to work on. Everything from working on things for the Korean government to help them improve their international relations, or to do things for some large companies. The projects can be very exciting. I also have a lot of free time, so I get to spend more time with my family than normal people with normal jobs. So that's been very rewarding. And you know, I think as an author of books, it's a very time-consuming process. So having the free time from other projects occasionally to do that is very nice. I try to do new and interesting things as much as possible. So I look forward to creating new things and new ideas. I've got some many new books for children in the works, and hopefully I'll get those done in the coming months and years. That's about it.
Well, everyone, time flew by very quickly, and I'm only hoping that you really enjoyed today's lesson. Today we talked about occupation. In other words, the work you do, your job, what you do for a living. Now, the idea is try to use different words and phrases the next time you talk about your occupation. Don't just talk about, oh, I work for a company. I work for this company for many years. I enjoy what I do. It's too boring, right? It's too dry. So try and make it much more interesting by expressing how you feel about your job, whether you're happy with your job or not so happy, but of course, focus more on the good things, positive. And I think it was a wonderful opportunity for us to actually listen to the stories of people that are very happy to have their jobs. The two, about Peters and also Rachel, they really enjoy what they do for a living. And I think that is super, super wonderful. They are lucky people. Now, just in case you're not so happy about your job, remember we learned this expression, count your blessings, meaning, focus on the good things and not the negative. Good things will happen. Good will come out of everything. So keep that in mind. Now, the next time you talk about your job, don't just focus on, that's right, as I did mention, the dry things, but add the details, make it fun and interesting, especially if you are planning to do an interview in English, all right? Okay, well, similarly, in Lesson 4, I'll be back with another interesting topic, a very simple topic. We'll be talking about age, how old you are. Now, don't worry too much because we are not only going to talk about I am 20 years old, I am 34 years old, and so on. We'll also talk about the details you can mention the next time you talk about your age, okay? So please do tune in for Lesson 4 next time. In the meantime, what you can do is come on over to our homepage, find your way over to www.ebse.co.kr and leave us some messages, comments, questions, or even some feedback. Your feedback is very important to us, okay? All right, everyone, that is a wrap for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.